Wasim, is there some sort of political strategy behind this attack?
We should imagine that in any type of political violence, there's always a strategy behind it. So it seems crazy, but it could be very, very logical for the person who is committing such an act. So if we're talking about the chemical attacks here in Syria, there's many messages in this kind of attack. The first message would be to the Syrian opponents themselves, because this way, if the regime is responsible, he would be telling them that nobody will come to defend them. And that they have two choices: either go back to the regime and fight with him against other opponents, or join the jihadis. And we know if people join the jihadis, it's a license to kill. We are seeing it in Aleppo, or in Mosul, and other places. Civilian casualties are counted by hundreds, by thousands. So this on one hand. On the other hand, it could be a message also to Western democracies, saying to them that you are completely incapable of doing anything in Syria without the Syrian regime, because he is putting the stakes so high. And he is saying that I'm the master of the playground, and I'll be keep on killing people. And if you want me to stop the killing, you have to talk to me. And we should see this in the scope of the negotiations to reconstruction in Syria ongoing today. And but the core message would be for the Syrians themselves, the Syrian opponents, because as we know, also there's an old Arab saying that the causes of death can be so many and variable, but death at the end is one. So people are dying every day by hundreds, by thousands in Syria, in Iraq, and in many places in this region. And we should remember also that chemical attacks, documented chemical attacks, never stopped in Syria since years. This one is coming up into the media because the death toll, the civilian death toll, is so high.
Well, the Syrian government has denied responsibility for the attack. But if the Assad regime is not responsible, why would the rebels be behind such an atrocity?
It's the same logic that the Assad regime denied each and every chemical attack that happened in Syria since 2013, even though for some attacks he wasn't responsible. It is true. It was jihadi factions who were responsible. For most of the attacks, he was seen to be responsible. The logic behind this, what the regime is saying, that today he is the winner on the ground, and he doesn't need to conduct such an attack and to be in a difficult diplomatic situation. But the fact is, one more time, that the message is especially for the Syrian opponents, and the diplomatic scope comes on another level. And if we talk about diplomatic issue, we see that Russia is still behind the regime, as it did from day one, and this will put Russia in a better diplomatic situation in the whole region regarding other, for example, regimes in the region. So the regime is saying the rebel are accusing me to put him in a very difficult diplomatic situation. Meanwhile, he thinks that he is winning, but this is what he says since day one.